you met with Mr. Zinger already?
Yes, I have.
Okay, are we having a hearing?
No, we're not.
Okay. Sounds good. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cody Lee Zinger. File number is 20-03661. Council appearance.
Ryan Ring on behalf of the people practicing under Michigan Court Rule 8.120.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Cody Zinger, who is appearing separately from the Union County Jail.
Okay, Mr. Zinger, can you hear us clearly?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, today was the date and time set for a hearing on a probation violation. It would have been nice if they had pointed out where the violation is. Okay. All the way back here from April 2022, there is a violation request and summons alleging that Mr. Zinger, you failed to contact probation to go over the orders for my judgment of sentence. And so you've met privately with Ms. Donnelly. Ms. Donnelly indicates you're not going to be requesting to run your hearing today. So is it true that you're requesting to plead guilty to the violation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down, sir. Okay, and Mr. Zinger, you understand that you have the right to have the contested hearing today. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during that hearing. You have the right to have the prosecution and probation put forth sufficient evidence to sustain the burden that you have violated the terms of your probation. You understand you have the right today?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're waiving this right freely and voluntarily. No one's threatening you.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody making any promises to you to waive your hearing today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You understand that by pleading guilty to the violation, you could be facing sanctions such as jail time or an extension of the probationary period?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As to the violation number 3, that you failed to contact probation officer and schedule your orders appointment as ordered by the court, how do you plead?
Guilty, ma'am.
Okay, you have a factual basis, please.
Mr. Zinger, were you put on probation by this court in April?
Yes, ma'am.
And was one of your conditions, or did the judge order you to report to probation to go over your conditions?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you get a letter sent from probation?
Not that I'm aware of, ma'am.
All right, and did you try to contact probation?
Yes, ma'am. I called twice and I was supposed to get a transfer to Battle Creek. And I never got a response back. I called Michelle something on the line. It said your last name, XYZ or whatever to call. I called twice, never got a response. And then before I knew it, I had a warrant and pretty much just got scared.
So you said that you tried contacting the probation department after sentencing?
Yes, ma'am. And I thought they were gonna be transferring it to Calhoun County at the time, because that's what, we said during court with, Scott Nichols, my attorney at first.
Did you know who your probation officer was?
Her name was Michelle something. When I called the phone number, it said call like W through Z, and then I left the voicemail, and then I called back again, and then I failed to keep calling, so that's my phone that they have.
Did you ever come to the building and come to the probation department?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and then you said that you only tried to call like a couple of times?
Yes, ma'am.
And then eventually you gave up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then you never reported to, and your probation officer is Mr. Brennan Hanna. Did you ever report to a Brennan Hanna to go over your probation conditions?
No, ma'am.
Right, Your Honor, no further questions.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Okay, there's not earlier recommendation from probation. You can make allocation.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, Mr. Zinger would be asked to continue on probation. He, since being sentenced in April, he has, as he said, he didn't get in touch, he didn't go over his probation conditions and therefore start probation here in this court. But he does want to be on probation. He wants to get, he was talking about getting treatment, substance abuse treatment, actually looking into, checking into places like Rise on his own. He signed up, he's been in jail for he's been in jail for a while though. He got picked up as reported in the probation violation. He got picked up and been locked up in Calhoun County since July 20th. From there, he went to Eaton on September 27th, and then he came here in October. So he has been in custody actually since July 20th. He wants to, and like I said, he thought he was going to have probation all in Battle Creek. But that's because that's where he was living. But now he's living in Lansing, and he wants to continue on probation here. As reported, he signed up for Cats in the Jail. He was going to AA classes. They even had him signed up for Medicaid when he gets out. So that should, if he's going into a treatment facility, having Medicaid already set up will help the process. So, Your Honor, like I said, we would just want him to given a chance to continue on probation. Thank you.
Okay, I'm trying to understand where you got the notion that his probation was going to be out of Calhoun County. I never said he was gonna do probation out of Calhoun County. That's noted nowhere on either the register of action or in the judgment of sentence. So I'm not sure where that came from. That may have been a conversation, Mr. Zinger, that you had with Mr. Nickel, but that's not the conversation the court had with you. Nonetheless, I am going to continue your probation because I think the reason why you were placed on probation was because there's some underlying issues that you need to address. And absconding does not address those issues. Going to continue your probation. I'm going to extend it 6 months. And that'll give you sufficient time to follow through on your end of the bargain to complete the outpatient substance abuse as I previously directed you to do and to attend a 12-step program. Do you have any questions at this time, sir? Do you have any
No, ma'am.
questions right now, Mr. Zinger?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well then you're all set. You'll continue on probation at this time. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Have a good one.
You too, thank you.
Do you? Charles, he's on? Brian Watkins is an attorney. Trying to figure out what he's doing. Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Robin Renee Frederick, file number 21-02786. Ms. Frederick, can you hear me clearly? Ms. Frederick, if you can hear me, I need you to unmute your device. Ms. Frederick, can you unmute your device, please? Okay, she appears to be frozen. Okay, let's do. Who's representing Sylvia Montano?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matters of the people of the state of Michigan versus Sylvia Montano. File numbers 22-02625, 2628, 2629, council appearances.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of defendant Sylvia Montano, who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, today was the date and time set for pre-trials. I have 2 dog at large and 1 dog license vaccination. How are we proceeding on these?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Donnelly has shown me an updated license and vaccine record for Ms. Montano. So it's time to be dismissing all charges, Your Honor.
Okay, very good, Ms. Montano. The people are moving to dismiss. The motion is granted, so your cases are dismissed, okay? You're muted. Did you have a question?
No, I said I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, no. Okay, sounds good. You have a good one, okay?
Thank you. You as well.
Okay, I don't know what happened to Miss Frederick. Can you hear me, Miss Frederick? Okay, maybe not. Are we saying that Miss Robinson still needs her fingerprints?
Yes.
Okay. Kiana Robinson? On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kiana Robinson, file number 22-02773, council appearance.
Brian Ring on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Ms. Robinson.
Okay, today's the date set for a pre-trial for Ms. Robinson for a operating while intoxicated. Ms. Robinson, we need your fingerprints. Did you get an order to appear for fingerprinting?
Not recently, but I did have them done while I was there.
Well, he was where?
I'm in jail. They did my fingerprints.
You mean when you came for your arraignment on the 27th?
No, when the incident occurred.
Okay, well, charges had not been issued then. So you need to
Okay.
come in and have your fingerprints done, okay?
Okay.
And you need to do, well, it said you were supposed to do it before today, but when can you come in and do it?
I can come as soon as possible.
What day is as soon as possible? Though?
Tomorrow, I can.
Okay, I'll note here that you'll come to be printed by tomorrow. Okay, and so parties have, I'm sure, discussed this matter. Are we adjourning it at this time or?
No, Your Honor. I believe that Ms. Robinson was going to enter plea today.
Okay, what was the offer?
The offer was a plea to an added count 2 of operating while impaired under 257.6235-A. It's a 93-day misdemeanor and or $300 and or 360 hours of community service plus recovery costs. And we would dismiss the original count 1 of operating while intoxicated. Can I approach, Your Honor?
You may, thank you. Okay, Mr. Lee, is that a complete and accurate understanding of the offer extended to your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Ms. Robinson, you wish to accept that offer today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I have you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down, ma'am. Okay, so Ms. Robinson, in this matter, you have the right to proceed to a trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. It means you have the right to remain innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecution bring sufficient evidence to prove each element of the charge being brought against you, and they have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a jury trial, and at jury trial, you have the right to see, hear, or question any other witnesses that the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would further defense to the charge. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. Do you have any questions about those rights at this time?
No, I do not.
And you're willing to waive all of those rights today in order to accept the offer to plead to an added count 2 of operating while impaired?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, has anybody made any threats to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No.
Anybody making any promises to you in exchange for you waiving your rights and pleading guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently on probation or parole?
No, I'm not.
You understand that a guilty plea can result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer, or you may need to put a conviction on your future job application.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you understand that conviction can also have an impact on immigration or travel status that you may be seeking. You understand that?
Yes.
And you still want to waive your rights with that understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
As to the added count 2 of operating while impaired, how do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Lee, can I have a factual basis?
Yes. Ms. Robinson, were you operating a vehicle on or about Saturday, July 16th, 2022 on East Loa Street at or near Martin Luther King Boulevard?
Yes.
And that is in the city of Lansing, the county of Ingham, the state of Michigan. And at that time, had you consumed Patron tequila prior to driving?
Yes.
And as a result of that, were you visibly impaired while driving?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions on the prosecution?
And Ms. Robinson, did you end up taking a blood test?
Yes, I did.
And was there also a 0.136?
I'm not for sure the exact amount.
If I told you that it was a 0.136, would you have any reason to dispute that?
No.
And that Martin Luther King Boulevard, is that in the city of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. I find your plea made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter is set for sentencing. It's going to be on January 9th, 2023. It's going to be at 8:30 in the morning. That'll be held via Zoom, okay?
Okay.
Prior to your sentencing, you need to meet with probation so that they can prepare the court with a pre-sentence report and provide me with a recommendation as to how they believe you should be sentenced. You're going to have to undergo a substance abuse assessment unless you've already done so, and that assessment, if what's already done, can be provided to them. You need to report to probation within 48 hours of today, so Thursday by 2 o'clock, you need to report to them so they can get you set up for the interview, okay?
Okay.
So it's a one-stop. You're already coming here to do your fingerprints. Then you'll just go up to the 5th floor and meet with probation and get it set up, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any questions right now about what you need to do?
No, I do not.
Okay, any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, for the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Robinson. We'll see you in January.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay, Mr. Watkins?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hi, I'm trying to see which matter you're here for.
Yes, I'm appearing for Anthony Marshall. He was set for a 1:30 PV arraignment.
Okay. Okay, I will let you know when we call that case, okay?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, Robin Frederick, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, sounds good. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Robin Frederick. Ms. Frederick, today was the date that was set for an arraignment on a probation violation. And I have here a request for summons for probation violation. It alleges that you violated the terms of your probation by a technical violation number 14, which is failing to submit to random drug tests back on August 18, 2022, August 27, 2022, August 23rd, 2022, and September 3rd, 2022. And so you have the right to have a contested hearing. You have the right to be represented by counsel during that hearing. You have the right to have the prosecution and the probation department bring evidence to support the allegation that you violated your probationary terms as alleged. If you are found to be in violation of your probation status can either be continued, terminated, or extended, or you can have jail or fines assessed. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Okay. Are you requesting court-appointed counsel?
please, Your Honor.
I'll note here that you're requesting court-appointed counsel and will enter a plea of not guilty as it relates to the violation. We're going to set it for a probation violation hearing. That'll give you an opportunity to seek counsel through the public defense office, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. November 21st at 1:15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any questions at this time?
No,
Okay, should I be putting her in the room with Mr. Lee?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put you in the room with Mr. Lee.
thank you.
No problem. Let's see. Yes, today, huh? Mr. Rosa. Record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Douglas Paul Roadblock, file number is 19-02445FY. Roadblock, today was the date that was set for a review. I did receive an email from your probation officer about the same time that I came upon the bank. It says that you have not been paying or making payments on your restitution, and Cognitive Consultants has informed us that you have not been paying for your MRT and you were a no call, no show the last time. What's going on?
No call, no show for probation.
It says for your treatment, for your MRT treatment.
Yeah, I talked to probation officer. I had I had two groups that I had missed because they changed my schedule at work. And I talked to him about that. And I'm back on schedule there. I finished the segment 1 for MRT. I'm going on week number 5 for segment 2. That I would say the no call, no show would probably was the first one that I missed. Because they say they changed my schedule at work. 'Cause I work third shift and they switched me to first shift for like a week and a half. So I missed 2 Thursday segments because my groups are at 1:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So that threw my whole schedule off.
Okay. So what's going on with your payments of restitution?
They cut my overtime at work because we had 40 some people at work come down with COVID. So they cut us back to 40 hours and now we are back to full swing and looks like extra overtime here till the first of the year till we can get caught up, which is really good.
So you'll be able to make another payment soon, is what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am. I get paid here in a week from this Friday. So yes, I'll have a payment in as soon as I get paid next week.
Okay, so Mr. Hannah was reaching out today because he knew that you had a review scheduled. He wanted my opinion or preference as to whether or not you should be violated. I think that based on what you're telling me, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get back on track because it sounds like these are circumstances that were largely outside of your control. Nonetheless, if you are continuing your MRT and you're making some payments of restitution, because again, you have a whopping amount of restitution.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I will tell him that he can hold off on a violation, okay?
Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else going on that you want to share at this time?
Nope, not at the moment. Just trying to get some hours at work so I can get caught up.
Okay, well, it's the holidays. Hopefully that means for you can have more opportunity for overtime. Other than that, I'm going to continue this matter to your next review date. Did we give him a review time already? Okay, let me give you a review time now. Let's see, his last one was when? October. He had a jury trial, so we can send his last one. I think about 30 days. At least 30 days. It would be December 20th. December 20th at 1:30 is your next review, okay?
December 20th. All right.
Okay, if you have nothing else for me, then you're all set for today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.